presentation today is going to be applicable things that you guys can take from here and do moving forward. So we're going to record the screen, and so that way you can review it later if you'd like, have it as a nice reference, so that way you don't have to feel like you need to take a bunch of notes or any of that. And so my goal is to give you a bunch of tools, and I hope that you learn something. And if it's something that we didn't go over today, I'm going to give you my email, and feel free to shoot me an email after this, and I'm happy to answer any questions. Or if I can't answer your question today, I'll follow you up in an email. So that being said, we're going to do an actual marketing plan today. I'm going to show you a bunch of different AI tools. We're going to do a little bit of Canva work together, and then some social tools, and then we'll follow it up. Depending on time, I have some couple of the things I can show you, or we'll do some questions. So I'm going to give you a little bit about me here. My background is a lot in the arts. So I was in the performing arts. I was on track to be a professional ballerina. And I quickly realized that I wanted to eat and make money for a living. So I always loved fine arts. And so, but again, I was like, well, I grew up real poor in New York. So I was like, I'm going to need to do something else. So I got my degree in design, and then promptly graduated in 2008, and there were no jobs for designers. So a lot of the things that I'm going to go over today are things that we still do today, and how I started the business, and the gritty repetition that we'll go over. And we're just fortunate now that there's a lot of tools to help us to jumpstart that and fast track us. So we started as a web company in 2007. We're currently in year 18. So if you can see all the battle wounds on my back as I'm crawling out here. But we started as a web company. We used to do 150 websites a year. And then about 7 years in, we added our business partner, Carrie, and we became a full service marketing agency. And about 6 years into that, and we're in our third pivot and transition. We still do websites, we're still a full service creative agency, but our clients are more national now. We focus on B2B professional services, and we sell marketing and sales together, and we try to solve that problem for clients. So we're super fortunate that this community has been so great to us, and so we like to give back and do things like this, and give back to the community that we love so much. So that's a little bit about me and who we are and what we do, and we're just right down the road here. So I'm going to dive right in if that's good for you guys. First things first. So what you'll see today and on your sheet, we're going to focus on that your marketing isn't about reaching everyone. It's about reaching the right people, right message at the right time. We're going to try to narrow down today and give you guys some focus, because marketing in 2025 is changing rapidly, and it's overwhelming, and sometimes it can feel like, oh, I don't know where to start, or I don't know how much of this should I be doing, or it's not effective, or all of that. So today I'm going to try to show you some tools that help you get that moving, and go from there. So I'm going to pulse over to ChatGPT. So as creators in the room, and I'm going to just give a little bit of a background here. AI, okay, you can see. AI, I would say it's come after the design community the hardest, the first. So to give you an idea, about 3 years ago, I had more design work than 4 full-time designers could do. Now I don't employ one. I just do 2 contractors. That is how fast AI has gobbled up design work. So I don't say that to be scary. I say, okay, how can we use these tools to be super effective? So now what we have done as an agency is we completely have turned on their head of how we do design at OTM and how we do our creative services. Now everybody has gotten Canva and everybody's a designer. We're going to go over that today. However, not everybody's eyes work. And so clients who need to do multi-million-dollar deals realize, oh, I actually do need this to look good. I actually do need your help. And so we've completely iterated, and we work together in these tools, and we use the tools together. So instead of using them as our enemies, we're trying to use them as different ways to do our services, different ways to create with them. So I want you to be open-minded into it, I guess is the way I can say it, and also understanding that I know that it is really upending everything right now. So we're going to use it as a benefit today. So first things first, I'm going to start a new little room. How many of you guys have used ChatGPT? Okay, perfect. How many of you guys have built an agent before? No? Okay. So on the side, you can explore different agents and you can do all sorts of things. Today, what we're going to primarily focus on is we're going to focus on just creating a really simple GPT that we can refine and what we call riffing with, going back and forth and talking to it like it's our assistant. So we're going to primarily stack with ChatGPT today, and I'm going to show you a little bit of Sora and show you how we use it. The other thing that we're not going to go over today, but I do want to put a pulse on, is that Claude and Gemini are way better for writing. So I don't know if you guys have explored these two, but Gemini is with Google. So if you have a Gmail account or a business account, it's about, I don't know, $25 a month, I think, per license for Gemini. Claude, I think it's a point system. I don't know, they're all kind of different, so forgive me for not knowing the exact, but both of these are much better writers than ChatGPT, but you really kind of need both. So I'm just trying to give you some tool sets to work with. But today we're going to mainly start with ChatGPT, start with. So you'll see on your table, we're going to do a simple prompt. So I want you guys to spend a minute and actually fill this out. So we're just going to do a simple prompt of trying to focus and narrow down like we talked about. So we're not going to be all things to everyone, and we're not going to do all marketing. So my goal is to, what's our sales goal? Our audience, who do we want to buy? Our message, what is unique about what you guys do? And you want to use what marketing channels? So let's just stick with a couple. I want you to use your best guess as to where your audience would be. So if it's the younger audiences, we would be TikTok, Instagram. If it's an older audience, potentially maybe Facebook. Just to give you guys some parameters there. For us, for example, since we primarily work with B2B professional services, we're primarily only on LinkedIn. And then I have X amount of timeline and a budget of X money. So I'm going to flip to my next slide so you can see one filled out to give you a little bit of jumping off. So my goal, I want to sell 10 paintings this fall. My audience is young professionals decorating their first home. My message, I want minimalist mountain landscapes that bring calm energy to the space. That's my unique message. I want to use Instagram, TikTok. I want to use local posters, my website, and any events in Northern Colorado. I did a bunch here so you guys can see how the prompt spits out, but if you want to just do one social and one local event that you maybe know of, or if you want to say, hey, give me some event ideas, and I want to use my website. And then I have about 16 weeks and a budget of $5,000. So I'm going to give you guys a second to fill that out, and I'm going to take this prompt real quick, and I'm going to start putting it in. First things first, I'm going to use Prompt Cowboy. Has anybody ever heard of this or used it? No? I'm going to show you real quick. So, prompting, what we say at OTM is inputs. And so your input, which is this, you have to make it really, really good to tell the robots to spit out what you want. And then riffing is basically like arguing with the robots to get it to be what you want. So I am not a great prompter, and most people aren't. That's not my skill set. So Prompt Cowboy is a great tool I highly suggest you keep. PromptCowboy.ai. You take your initial simple prompt, like we have, and it's going to make me a full, what we say, robot prompt, right? And give it a second to work here. And you guys can keep filling yours out here as it's working. But you'll see it'll start developing robot language, so to speak. You'll put your situation, the task, the objective, what is my knowledge that we just put in, and stuff like your life depends on you creating this plan. It's going to actually talk to it like you want it to work. Over here, what's great about Prompt Cowboy is it's going to quite literally prompt you to refine this. So, do you have any previous marketing materials, success posts, or anything that you can share? I'm going to say no for right now. I have previous, so you could, if it's giving you some of this, you can do that. What's your current situation? What's your current online presence and marketing experience? How many followers do you have? What marketing have you done before? I'm going to say none for right now, but say you guys have Say you say, I've done Instagram before, or I've done this and I have this many followers and these types of posts have worked. And then what are your constraints? So be specific. Is it money? Is it time? What is going to be that limiting factor? So we'll say, I do not have any more budget than $5,000. We'll say something like that. And let's see. Let's improve the prompt and see if it's going to do anything. We didn't really add too much to it, but you get the idea. And then it's going to re-prompt it. Has anybody ever worked with prompts like this before? No? Okay. Just trying to give you helpful information, so feel free to ask questions as I'm going too. Let's make it fun and open, and just want to get you guys as much as you need out of this. So, okay. So you can read through it. I'm not going to do that right now, but you'll get the idea of how complex the actual prompt is before you put it into ChatGPT. So I'm going to copy it, and then what we're going to do here is I am going to put a whole new project. So over here I have my personal, over here I'm going to make a whole new project, and I'm going to say creative district. We'll just say this for now. I'm going to create a whole new project. You can tell I have a whole reword section because I like to try to sound nicer when I'm irritated, responding to people, you know? That's how I use it. So why I did a whole new project over here is because, I'm just making sure you can see this. Okay, let's scroll it up a little bit. Is because it's going to learn under this folder. So you're going to do this first pass of the prompt. I'm going to put it in, copy and paste, right? I'm going to let it run for a second. Technology has not been our friend this week. I blame the full moon. So let's see how this runs today. So before I finalize your data, run the prompt without it. Okay. I once had somebody tell me, I always say please and thank you to the robots just in case when they take us over, and so they know I was nice to them. And I'm like, all right. But, so what's it going to do is it's going to just start dumping. And anything you put under this folder, it's going to start relating to itself. So this will help you when you run it for 16 weeks and you're like, you know what, this really worked and this didn't work. You're going to teach it how to learn. That's the whole point of this, to help you save time. So here's my overview. I want to sell 10 paintings, 16 weeks, $5,000, young professionals, calming, and then here are my breakdowns. So first things first, it's going to give you a budget breakdown. So it's going to tell you where to spend on the website, Instagram. So it's going to almost always do ads. So I am going to briefly touch on that today. I know it wasn't part of the agenda, but I do think it's important for you guys to just know a small little bit about ads. Any events, poster, printing, photography, emails, etc. So then it's literally going to break it down week by week. So first week's first, we're going to set up our Squarespace site. We're going to then create our photo and videography for our pieces. Then we're going to create our design. Then we're going to create our launches of the channels. Then we're going to do the engagement. Then we're going to launch our ads. We're going to get to our event. And then we're going to keep going. So this is a first pass of like a down and dirty step-by-step marketing plan. Have you guys ever done something like this in ChatGPT? Yeah? Some have not. Do you guys, at this first step, is this helpful to at least get you a starting point? Let's get a pulse of the room a little bit. Okay. So then from here, if you've noticed, how many of you guys already have a website set up though? Probably most of you, right? So then what I would do here in my initial prompt, I would say, okay, I would say I already have a website set up and I already have my social media set up. Can you simplify this plan to not include that and to only include a social media let's see, calendar for 16 weeks, and basic ad strategy, and we'll say a follow-up email sequence. Let's start there. So you'll see that it's going to pull from the entire internet. It's going to say what you would normally do. And you got to start weeding it out based on what you already have and what you don't have. So for me, I want this to be super simple. I just want to do social media. I want to do some ads, and I'm just going to follow up with my contacts after the event with some email. So still same goals, and now it's going to start giving me some ideas. So week 1, why I started painting. And it's going to give me some actual post ideas. And this is the type of stuff then that I would start riffing with and be like, okay, I like this idea. I like starting to do this, because the whole point of marketing, you guys, there's no perfect science. If that were true, I would be in Italy right now. The whole point is you gotta figure out what works for you guys. So it's consistency, constant consistency for this. I don't want to do half the stuff that we do for marketing, but it shows that we're always out there. We're always top of mind when someone's looking for that type of stuff. It's networking at the right places. So it's finding where your audience actually goes and being there, and then being top of mind. It's building the correct relationships, so when you want to sell stuff or you want to work with that interior designer, you have that person ready to go. So now it's just going to give me a post week by week, which I would love. And then it's going to give me a basic ad strategy. It's going to tell me I want $20 a day, 3 days a week, $240. It's going to give me my phases for each one. Then it's going to give me my email. So the first one, it's going to give me a subject line. It's going to give me what to do, second email, third email. So this gives you then that framework to work off of, to then see what literally works and what doesn't. And so this is where then you start creating your plan, your calendar, and you start just repetition and checking it off and doing it. What do you guys think? Any questions at this very moment? Yes?
Would you then break out that creative district folder into my newsletter?
Yep. So then what I would do here, great question. So for this, I would potentially go like this. I would take my social media, take this start of the social media calendar for my 16-week social posts, and give me sample post content and creative direction. Okay, and let's see what that runs on. Now, 2 hot tips when you guys are doing this: remove all of the M dashes from your content right here, and remove all the emojis. Then people will know you used AI to create it. So just a little tip there. But so then now it'll give you, hey, here's some caption, here's some ideas of talking head videos, your post. And if you don't like this format, you can say, instead of table, just put it out in plain text. Sometimes I don't like the tables because it's a pain to copy and paste it. So you can do it, have it rework it. So week 1, post 1 gives you idea of the visual. Caption here. And this didn't give me enough. So what I'd like, give me a caption that sounds like me. Sarcastic, little witty, straightforward, etc. Let's see what it does. Yeah. And so the closer you can get it to your voice, the better. The closer you can get it to train to how you speak, the more people are going to engage with it. So I did one recently that honestly I built, and I'm not even kidding you, probably 1,000 websites, and I hate them. I hate them with my whole heart, but I still have to do them. And I did this whole reel about them just in my own words, but I used this and I go, make it meaner, make it more sarcastic, make it whatever. And everybody responds to it. They're like, this sounds just like you. I go, I didn't write a single thing of it, but it got the most engagement for it. So you got it. These are robots to train to make your life easier and faster. So that is exactly what I do. So great question. And I would do that exactly then for all 3 of my things. So I would do that for social, email, and my ads. Let's see here. What other questions? Anybody have any other questions at this moment before I keep going? Yes. Yeah.
Is this the free or paid?
So this is the paid version. You can do a lot of this on the free though too. You might not have the folders. They keep changing it, so I honestly don't know the difference at this moment because they just released ChatGPT 5. There's been some wonky things with it, but we do paid. These are the agents over here in GPTs that you can look for and look for different marketing plans if you'd like to, too. So it gives you some out of the box ones. Some of them are hit or miss, some of them are really great, but if you can train it to get a really good prompt from here, pull it into here and learn, then it'll make your life a lot easier. So what you do then, you run this for your 16 weeks and you say, you know what, this post didn't work well at all. These ones worked really great. Do more like this. Bulk create them. So I'm actually going to pulse over here real quick and I'll come back to this while we're on the topic of social media. So what we always suggest, how many people, social media, it's a lot of work, right? When we're doing this, but you have to do it, and you have to do it to sell what you're doing. And so this is a program I highly suggest. There's a lot of them out there and we've tested a lot of them, but Hey Orca is a great program, and they have a free version. I'm not sure how much you can post or what have you, but we're on the paid one. But bulk create as much as you can. Use your prompts, and if you want to redo the prompt, let's do a different one. We're going to do a new one. It says, give me 16 weeks of social content for my art show on show selling mountain paintings to interior designers in Fort Collins. I don't know, let's start there and just see. But let that run for a minute. So Hey Orca, bulk create as much as you can. If you can do multiple months, better. You schedule them. So if you see this tool, you'll see how many social medias we have to do as an agency, and it's my nightmare, but it is what it is. And so I'm going to give you, so we bulk create a calendar. We can only do it really in like a 45-day sprint at this time for our own time and capacity. But you'll see if we come in here, you'll see it allows you to put the post in here, put the image, the video, whatever you want to put in here. You can tag it, and then you can schedule when it is going to be posted. So let me go to one that isn't actually posted yet, so you get the idea. We'll go in October. So we'll go into LinkedIn. You'll see it's scheduled for Wednesday, October 1st at 12 p.m. We don't have an image on here yet, but here's another one where we have an image, and it's post scheduled for Facebook. So you can pick which platform you want to post on, and then it automatically will post for you and makes your life easy, and you don't have to think about, oh, what am I going to post today? How am I going to get this out? What is this? And then you can go back and look at the reporting and the engagement. I highly suggest, especially if you're an organization in the room, to get yourself a software like this. Again, it's free. There is a free version of this to save time. So, any questions on that? Thoughts? Has anybody tried to bulk? Oh, go ahead.
Do you have information about best days and times for posting?
Yes, so what we have found, Tuesday through Thursday are still the best, usually in the morning, because people are getting on their socials. People will go back around noon. And then again at the evening. So it's best to post in the morning. And I would say too that, remember, don't overthink it too much, because the shelf life of your post is probably 15 minutes. And so don't spend hours creating one post. Bulk create, get out there, and the whole point is to the most amount that you can do it. So try to aim for like 2 times a week to try to get some visibility if you guys aren't doing that now. And then really test the platforms. So for us, we found, like I mentioned, LinkedIn and YouTube are really popular for us. YouTube has really taken a increase throughout the board for a lot of different industries. So if you're not on YouTube, highly suggest. People love seeing the background of creators. Yes?
YouTube or YouTube Shorts?
YouTube Shorts.
Okay.
Yeah. So YouTube Shorts are huge right now. And the cool thing is that you can use that same content twice. So you can use it on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So you can see which one it does well on and go from there. Again, having a scheduler like this is your friend then, so you don't have to be constantly going into all these different ones. And then you can start weeding out ones that don't work, honestly. Social media can be a full-time job. And so it's really hone in what makes you money and what's gonna work for you guys. So, there was another question. Did you? Yes.
How important is it to tailor your content beyond what the bots are going to give you, like to go through and reread it or rewrite it?
So important. So everything that goes throughout our agency gets a human eye on it first. You want to check for anything weird that's being put in there, or M dashes, or weird emojis, or you want to put that human experience into it. But again, you don't want to spend so much time on it that it's defeating the purpose of using the AI. And so at the end of the day too, I'll give you a quick detour example here, is that we did something. What was the post? I don't even know. And my writer did not use AI. She hand wrote it. And one of our business partners like, I can tell this is AI, change it. And she's like, oh, this was not AI. So the part of it too is that our brain is being trained that everything is AI now. So the more visual content you can put with it, the better. That's unique. So your art, you behind the scenes, video is huge. The more content you can create and bulk create, the better for your own sanity. So, and then you can use that in your emails to follow up. You can use it on your website. You can use it in the posters and social posts that you're doing. So, great question. And authenticity is ever more important when we are using robots for everything. So, yes. Let's see here. So, I'm looking here. We're already at 5:04. So I want to ask, does anybody have any specific questions on this? I don't want to spend too long. I wanted to get you guys the idea of how to use this, because you're going to really have to mess with it yourself and train it yourself. But this is how we do it. What we do too is we have our own IP that we've created, and we connect and we create agents that connects to that IP and then spits out different formulas. So you can go crazy with this, but at this point, just try to train it to be your voice, what you need it to do, and tell it what to do. Make it be your assistant and make it do as much as you want. Questions? Yes?
Are there any hashtags that are particularly relevant?
So it's interesting, the hashtag debate. Last I have heard, that they are almost irrelevant. So I wouldn't focus really too much on those. I would just focus on really good, authentic content. Anywhere that you guys are. Really good videos, really good photos. Really focus on stuff that AI cannot make. And yep.
Is there like a word count that we should stay below that you would improve it?
I would test it. There's not, that constantly changes, and it changes per platform. I actually would just test that. So what I've done, this is really a funny one, is that I have not found a great word count that works, but I've noticed every single post that I put my face in does better than not. And I've studied that over 1.5 years. And I'm like, how peculiar. So you guys get ready putting your faces out there, you know, when you see all your mugs behind everything. Yeah, go ahead.
So what happens if you are one step before this? If you don't know what is your right market segment, and if you don't know
Okay.
what is actually the best platform.
Okay, let's do that. Let's go a step before. So let's start. Let's use you. What do you do?
Abstract art.
What, abstract art? Okay. I'm gonna actually do this. Let's do this over here. So abstract art. Okay. What's your medium?
It's digital.
Digital? For who? Who do you do it for?
At this moment, for me, I don't know what my target market is.
Okay.
So that's the story.
Okay. Have you sold any yet?
A few, very few.
To who though?
These were specific gallery shows,
Okay.
but it's not high volumes.
Okay.
Well, could we put his demographics in as his target audience? It's for him, or is that not you?
Say that again. Sorry.
Like,
Well,
if you are your own target market, like, are people like you likely to buy your art?
It didn't work.
No.
No. Okay. Well, let's see what it can go. So, so give me a little bit more. Digital abstract art. Give me more description of what that is.
It is mathematical assisted abstract art.
Math. Say that again. My ears are plugged. I'm so sorry.
Math assisted abstract art.
Math assistant.
Assisted.
Assisted. Okay. Huh. Cool. All right. Let's see what it spits out. You're going to probably have to do some testing on this first and see, and actually just start trying somewhere. Let's see how it goes. I'm going to remove these for right now. All right, let's just see. Let's do a little trial. I need help figuring out who my target audience is and where I should market. Let's see. Let's try it. Couldn't hurt, right? Okay, so this is where. Are a lot of people in this where we don't know the answers to this quite yet? Yeah? Pause, check. Okay. These are hard questions. They seem really simple, but they're hard. So it could take you hours to really refine it. But this is where you, with the marketing, trial and error it. But you have to document it. You have to say, okay, Facebook, these groups are working really well when I target them. This event is working really well. So I'm going to do this event every year, and I'm going to target them and build a list to them. So let's see what it's going to do. Okay. Cool. Let's try it. Okay. I'm going to start over. Let's do a new one. If it makes you feel any better too, we're in a very big peer group outside of Texas, and we did simple prompts like this, even simpler. And these are huge companies, and they couldn't really answer these questions. So they sound so simple, but they're quite, because narrowing down is hard. Okay, so let's see. It's saying 25 to 45, urban, college educated, psychographics, modern design, minimalism, fusion of art, behavior, Reddit. This is a new one we're trying out. If anybody hasn't tried Reddit ads, highly suggest just to try it. They're inexpensive, and you see what floats your boat and what doesn't. It's telling you Reddit, Instagram, and YouTube. Okay. STEM professionals, interesting. Psychographics, tech meetups, reads Wired. Cool. So it's telling you to target Instagram, TikTok. I love that. Behind the scenes. YouTube Shorts, see your process. Newsletter, Substack. I like this. What do you think? Is this start?
Thank you so much.
Yeah, okay. Well, and I can email you this too afterwards. If I can grab your email, I can just literally copy and paste this to you. But then I would start messing with it. I would say, okay, we're going to do this and this and this. But if you can go super simple, like this is what I'm doing. I really don't know who I should go to. I don't really know where I should. Put it into here to get you a really strong prompt, then put it into here, and then say, I really don't want to do that. I don't want to be on YouTube. I don't want to do that. So then narrow it down. You got to start small, because if you do everything, you're just going to get overwhelmed and you're going to be like, I don't want to do anything. That's at least how I am, and especially if you're like, you got to work, you got to do all the things, right? So just start with like 1 or 2 things and see what works. So, cool. Was that helpful?
Very good. Thank you.
Okay, sorry. My apologies, everybody. Thank you for going back with me here. So I'm going to keep moving here, if that's okay. I'm going to pop out of this platform, and I'm going to go over to Canva. So this is going to be a little bit of the ads conversation mixed with actually making the stuff. So how many of you are in Canva doing stuff? All of you, primarily? Okay, not everybody, okay. So let's just go over a little bit of, I'm in Canva every day, and so I might go pretty fast here, but I'm just going to demo a couple things, and it might help, might not help. Just, again, let me know. So one of the things that was requested is to show a poster creation. Do you guys make a lot of posters? Do we feel like we want to go over that today? Okay, let's still do it. So I'm going to do new design. And again, this will be recorded so you can see exactly what I'm doing and how I'm doing it and use of typography, etc. So I'm going to create a new one, give it a size. It's always going to be, usually posters are 11 by 17. Jeez Louise. And then so what you'll want to do here is you want to always make sure that your print bleeds are on, because you're going to work with a printer. We work with a business card factory here in town, promote a little local place. If you guys ever need a printer, they're great. Always name your files so you can find them. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to call this OTM, and we're going to say demo. So I'm going to use my friend's website for a second. How horrific, right? This guy, I could just yell at him for it being so bad. He's a brilliant artist. He has a show opening up. So I told him, I was like, I'm going to use you in my demo. And so I am going to grab a painting. Just whatever painting. Let's just grab one, okay? I'm going to see how this goes. So typically you'd have a photo of this, and so let's see if I can actually copy it. Of course I can't. Oh, this page is good. This page is good. This one. I'm like, what are you doing here? What's this? We got 2 logos going on here. Let's do 1 logo. Just 1 logo. Actually, it was this page that got me. This is what it was. So, because I'm like, what are you doing here? Which day do you want people on here? What are you doing? You got to make it super clear for people. Super, super, super clear. So I even asked his wife, I go, what day am I going there? so anywho, so what we're going to go do is we're just going to start making something real quick. So for art, any creative piece, you really want to have the art be the main focal point of it, and then be really, really clear. This is my personal opinion, but feel free to disagree. And so this one is going to drive me crazy right there. Okay, so I'm going to go back and forth a little bit. So you always want to put your logo on. And so this is if you're creating any social post or whatever, you really want to brand it so people don't steal it. And that happens a lot with the creative community. They'll steal photos, they'll do all that. So we always like to say at least put a little watermark or something on it. And the cool thing with Canva is that it has so much AI in it that you can remove the background, keep it super simple, pretty basic stuff. And then so I would just start doing stuff. So what do I want to do here? So we're going to do, I'm going to take a quick screenshot so I know what I'm bringing over. So in Canva, you can set up a brand. So I have Barista Car Wash going on here. I'm just going to do OTM for a second, and I'm going to use my own brand. So you want to give it a heading. And you want to basically make this, it's called Paintings for the End of Everything. That's the name of the show. So I probably want to, make this a little bit smaller, fit in the space, make it so I can read it, stuff like that. Let's see, make it like 72. I don't know. we'll figure it out. And then you can adjust line height in Canva. You can make things bold, whatever you want to do. Rule of thumb for design is 3, so not anything more than 3 lines. It's hard for people to read. So then you really want to make it super clear. I am going to be at the following. I'm going to be at, this is going to be the Fort Collins Center for Creativity. Super simple. And I want this to look a little different, so I'm gonna just do like some effects. It's the cool thing about Canva, you can make it look cool, do whatever you want. I'm going to make this not round and make it like a little bit, I don't know. We'll just work on this. Get the idea. So you can make it smaller, bigger, and then I want to spell correctly, and then do say first 3 to 5, something simple. 3, 5. Oh man, typing while people are watching you, no fun, people. No fun. So something, cute like that, nothing too crazy. He's black and white here, so I don't want to do anything too crazy with the brand here. But then I would do a little bit of the words. So I would do something like this, like what the exhibit actually is, but I would make it really small. So I wouldn't do any effect on it. I'd keep it easy. I would just make it white. I'd bring it down to like, if people actually do want to read it, they certainly can. But at the end of the day, they want to see the art. They want to see the artist, and they want to do it. So I'd probably put a photo of him on here if I really wanted to do that. I would do a QR code because that's what people are pretty used to seeing right now. So in here, you can do QR code generator. It'll tell you the URL to go to so you can track it, and then customize it. Right now I'm just going to grab one for right now, put it on over here, say, I want to go to, I don't know, what is this website? This guy. This. Nope. I don't like any of that, but you're getting the idea, right? So the whole point of good design, very simple. People put too much stuff on posters. We want it to be simple. Bless you. Simple. We want them to buy the stuff. We don't need it to be overcomplicated. So even here, I would probably, he has blue in his branding, so you can do different layers. You can move this around. I know I'm going obscenely fast. My apologies, but just in the sense of time to get an idea of how this works. You guys can also just use a template too. So if you go to design poster, they don't have great ones for posters. I'm gonna be honest with you. So see how much crap's on them and you don't know where to look? So I was just trying to give you like a general idea of how to outline one. And so you would do other things like scan me for detail. Oh, no, arrow. And then I want to say, hey, scan me, turn it around. Whoa. Something like this. Say, come on over here. Getting the idea. Am I losing you? Is this helpful? Not helpful?
Very helpful.
Helpful? Okay.
Question.
Yes.
I have sort of a beginner question.
Yeah.
So if, like this guy you have a show, and you make a poster for it,
Uh-huh.
where do you put the posters?
Great question. So I would go around town, coffee shops. I would get some of your, let's say even ask. Let's just do it. I put my event poster or my art show in Fort Collins. Give me actual business names and locations, coffee shops, etc., and see what it runs. Start building your list. So when I started the business, I literally put a little poster and I put business card in every coffee shop known to mankind. And I just went everywhere and scoured anywhere that would take the poster. Does the library do it? And even some of the city folks here might have a better idea of what that list is, of where you can put stuff, but let's see what's gonna spit out here. So I would start with this and see who will let you do it. Does the city have a list? Does anybody know in the room?
Yeah, we do.
You do?
Hi, I'm Victoria Erickson, I'm the marketing director here at the Lincoln Center.
Oh, perfect.
And we use Major Scale Promotions is the name of the poster service.
Cool.
And you can just Google it, find the information, and they will do postering for you across the city.
Cool.
They'll even do postering for you throughout the Front Range. There is a
Cool.
cost to it, so you would have to work with them to, find your budget, make your budget, but yeah, it's a great resource.
Cool, thank you. It's a great one.
Repeat the name, please.
Major Scale Promotions.
Thank
It used to
you.
be called Poster It for those folks who've been around a while.
Love it. So there you have it. So there's an idea too, and then let's see what they pulled in. Cool. Okay. Nice. They're giving a general ballpark of pricing too. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but sweet. Okay, let's see here. So, in a very fast nutshell, that is how you do a poster. So, you would keep it pretty aligned, pretty basic. Don't put too much stuff on it. Keep your logo, keep it simple. Keep it really like, what do you want them to go? I want them to go here on the first. Keep it easy, keep it professional looking. Don't make it some of it centered, some of it this way, some of it whatever. It's best to keep it clean, to focus on the art. And even so much here, I would probably do more on the art, and I would probably bring in a photo of him potentially, or I'm not too sure, but in the essence of time, you kind of get the idea of typography and composition of a poster. So, yeah. Then, let's see here, what I would do from here. The cool thing about Canva, and I don't know if you guys use it a ton, but you can then take your poster and start creating other assets off of it. So if you go into your layers, you're going to see your very bottom layer here is you want to duplicate the page or resize it. So I'm going to resize the page into, you can pick your sizing. So for social media, make sure you're doing the right sizing. So look this up. You can even have, the robots do it for you, but you probably notice that the ratio difference is 4:5 now on Instagram, and some of the other ones it's not. So while we have 9:16, we have 16:9, we have 4:5, we have 1:1. It's a nightmare. Yes.
So, speaking of ratios.
Yes.
If you're taking videos and whatnot, and there's so many different platforms, some want landscape, some want portrait, but you're only gonna do the thing once.
Yep.
What's your best bet? Do you hold your phone?
Vertically.
Okay.
Yep. That way you can use on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts. And honestly, it works on LinkedIn. It's just going to cut you off on mobile. Make sure that when you guys are if you're doing any talking heads or behind the scenes, you guys seen a lot of those, and you put captions on top of them, it's going to cut it to 4:5. So let me show you that real quick, actually. So I'll come back to that real quick. So I'm going to resize this. I'm going to resize this to an Instagram size that's a 4:5 ratio. So it's going to take my whole poster and it's going to resize the whole thing. So now, this is the beauty of labeling that comes in. So for this one, 11, and I don't know that I would do this, I wouldn't put everything in there. I'd probably put all my social posts in one, all my print in another, that type of thing, but just for the essence of time. So this is 4:5 Instagram post. Sorry. Okay, and then I would take off all this, I'd take all of this off, and I would just focus on the art. And I would do a very small logo for social, and I'd probably put something on the behind. Oh dear. And some of this you could keep it really simple for a social post. And I would try some with just the painting, some with just the title and the date, some with the location and the description. You guys gotta get the idea. You're gonna have to test and see what works. And I'm gonna show you some ads in a minute that will kind of shock you of like, how irritating, and you'll get there in a minute. So I would do this one, I'd copy it, and I would do a different one. So I would probably just test it, just the painting. I would do another one, and I would test a different painting, obviously. I would test as many as I could. So I can't copy and paste his, so he has that turned off, so good for him, as he should. I'm still stealing it anyways, as you can tell. So this is why you put a logo behind it at least. So Then for this, I would probably even do like to really make the logo stand out just a little bit, make it more like a badge and keep it maybe in the same spot. You get the idea. Just brand consistency as much as you can for everything, because you want to start building your brand, whether you're individual artist, whether you're company, et cetera, et cetera. So you kind of get the idea. Like, let's test the different ones, see which ones work, see which ones don't. The cool thing about Canvas, if I copy from this artboard, it's going to paste it on this board exactly, in the same place. So that way you can keep alignment with your posts. Then, you can test it with just these two and see how it goes. Test it with white text. Test it at the bottom, test it smaller. Try some different things. Again, your shelf life of your post is only going to be 15 minutes at best on a good day, so don't overthink it and just keep posting. I'm going to show you something though, because I do think it's important. Ads. So you guys are going to see a lot of ads in your social, right? Or you're going to see them promoted. If you are running an event, you are going to want to do ads. You just are, in order to be able to be found. Ads are a little tricky because they are expensive, but you can target your audience really, really well. So once you do find your really specific audience, you say, okay, I want to target these people. So when we're going to Texas, I'm going to target these particular B2B professional services that do this, that live here, that make this much money, that do that. And so we're going to test our ads, and you can boost them and post them. And I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty of it, but on each platform, you'll see a boost and post. Most of you have probably seen that. A suggestion is another ad platform. This is like phase 3, but I do want to give it to you. Superads.ai is a great tool to show you in one place how your ads are doing. So we have spent all this time making these videos, right? Like we were just talking about. All this time. Guess which one's working the best? This photo of Miles on a whiteboard. I could just. It's so funny because the things that you think are going to perform really well, you don't know, but that's where you have the data to see, okay, moving forward, are we going to do some talking head videos? Probably a little bit, but we're going to probably do more behind the scenes because people, that's what they like to see and that's what they're resonating with. And that's actually what's converting and bringing us money. So the more you guys actually look at the statistics of things, see the engagement, see the click-through rate, and see everything, the more you then can focus your time and get the best results of what you're doing for your marketing. So superads.ai, great platform, and I say this because we have spent hours and hours and hours testing ad platforms. This is the best one. So we've demoed and tested, 24 of them. Right now, this is the best one, so I highly, highly recommend. And to just give you a little bit of it's really inexpensive too, give you a little dashboard of like, how much did you spend on this ad? What is the click score on it? Did you get engagement? Did you not? And then refine it. Say, okay, Carrie, let's maybe do something different next month. Yes, go ahead.
Possibly a little back.
Yeah.
For those who, for me, for example,
Yeah.
when it comes to creating a reel on Instagram, for
Yeah.
creating a painting,
Okay.
and you want to do like the behind the scenes, what would be the next platform or app to use that wouldn't be the Instagram reel app? I know there's like tons of different, is that the
Like to actually make the video?
Yeah, there's like different ways to create different styles of video.
I would do still in Canva.
So
So,
there's ability to do that.
yep, so there's one in Canva. So let's go back a little bit here. So let's go back in this one. So if you're going to create a new, I would suggest folders. This might give you guys hives, but I'm going to do it anyways. We organize all of our stuff by client, and then I'll go into connection. Oh, you may have heard of connection. So then we go into website, social, images, ads, print, to give you guys an idea of how to organize it, because Canva gets ungodly quickly. So organize it as much as you possibly can, and then name your files. Because if you create something, and if you don't put it in the folder, it's going to be very hard to find it again. That's the drawback of Canva. But so let me just go back into that one here real quick. Maybe I can just show you. Do I have, let's see, so what we've done here, so this, So some of these in here, these are the thumbs. I don't have the video, of course. Sorry. Well, let's just make one. So I'm going to add new. You can do design, create new. I want to do a video, and I want to do a mobile video. So this is that 9 by 16 ratio, Instagram story, whatever. You can pull it in. Let's just do it real quick. It doesn't really matter the difference. I don't know why they give it all these different names, but now it gives you that timeline down here, so you can pull in your video. So let's see if I have any over here. So again, this is why it's helpful to organize everything. So I'm going to OTM, folders. Please say I have a video up in here. If I don't, then just take me right out. Let's see. Not really. Let's just use whatever this is.
Normal.
Oh dear. Well, okay. So we're just going to do a behind the scenes one here. So this is old. So we put all of our stuff on SmugMug, but you can put this in here, and then you can clip it.
Normal.
So you can, oh, I don't like my voice. So you can turn off the audio. You can clip it. So I want it to only go from here to here. You can put another video next to it. You can do transitions in between, color wipe, whatever you want to do. And then you can put your text over it. So this is where you would pull that in. Honestly, Canva's super easy. There's a lot though. Riverside is really good for AI ones. This one is, see if I can log in. This is a great tool. Highly put it in your belt. Talking head ones. I don't know if a lot of you would do this, but what it does is you can do like a whole long record yourself, put your script in and all that, and it will automatically create all your clips for you. And it'll put in the captions for you. Canva will not put in the captions. So this is a nice tool to have in your toolbox for that type of videos. Or we'll have clients like this record themselves, send it, we edit them, make the audio better, clip them, put the captions on top of them for them, and then we export and give it back. So great other tool to use. That was a good question. Riverside.fm, right here. Great tool. And it's good for webinars and all that. Go ahead.
So the features that you showed in Canva, those
Yeah.
are the paid version, not the free version, is that right?
So some of them. So in Canva, the free one, you can still make videos and you can still do all of that. You just don't have the access to some of these icons or some of that stuff. Honestly, in this day and age, if you guys are creating, I would up it to the paid version. It's worth it. It'll make you faster. It'll give you more things. And it's worth for us, it's worth the time that I get back from it. It's so nominal. I think we pay $300 a year to have and I pay currently, I don't know, $700 a month for Adobe. It's so fun. Anyways, keep going.
So, that 300 sounds scary. I pay less than 100 a year.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
We're on the next one up. We're on like so that's perfect.
Yeah, because the $12 a month.
Yeah, so it's nominal.
Another one for less than that, if you go for a whole year.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, that's great.
Because the free one doesn't let you size them properly. It's just
Oh, it doesn't.
publish and print them. It
Oh,
doesn't give you all
that's
the
how they're getting us to pay. I see. Highly recommend the paid. It's nominal and especially in comparison to Adobe. They're winning and they're kicking their butts big time, in my opinion. I almost am never in Adobe anymore, and I'm a designer by trade, and I'm design every day. And designers don't like to hear that, but it's the truth that this is way better in so many different ways. So, what other questions do we have? Did I just completely go too fast and you're like, I don't know what this crazy lady's saying? Or was this, hopefully you got something out of this today. We're almost at time here, so let's open up to more questions, or if you want to see anything else, or how we organize stuff, or what we do, or anything. Yes?
Do you have any tips for accessibility? I know you were talking about captions.
Great, I do. So this is, if you go to color.adobe.com, go to accessibility tools. This is something I use almost every day. Check your color contrast. This is something that people don't know about necessarily. This is a great tool. So this will tell you if you're going to pass or fail. quick note, yellow with just about anything with white or less and orange, they're not going to pass. So you got to put it on a dark color. So accessibility is huge. It's everything with our alt tags. It's everything with captions and just everything that goes into accessibility. You can always run a prompt for it. Another great tool would be, so Accessibility itself gets mixed reviews. So I don't know that I put it on the site. If people, part of accessibility, there is a philosophical side of it too, and I'll give you an example. A car dealership client really doesn't care necessarily about accessibility, and I'm being blunt, because they just want to sell cars. We work with Summit Stone Health partners, and they really care about accessibility more than the average, just here's the 10 check boxes you want to do. So there is a philosophical part of it that you need to decide how much you're gonna go with it. We try to cover the basis of it. But if you want to assess, this is actually a pretty good scan. If you go to accessibility.com and run this scan, it'll give you a pretty good report of how your site's doing. And the site is really your main part of where you want to be as conscious as possible with it. Don't put text on images on your website. Put your alt tags in. Have the ability to stop the video. Put your captions in. Trying to be as doing as much due diligence as you possibly can. But as far as a creator side of things, a lot of this is going to be your color contrast that you're really going to want to watch. Fun fact, we made the city of Fort Collins, redo their entire color palette because not one of it was compliant. I go, you guys are a prime candidate for a lawsuit. So that was a fun fact. So that's something that is an interesting thing about a lot of old brands. They don't pass. So you gotta be with the times, But this is a great one for that. Yes.
How relevant is having a website? I know people put a lot of energy and time into it.
Yeah.
And other people don't have websites at all.
I would say that it depends on your audience. I think you still have to have it for the legitimizing factor that you're out there, you're a real business, this is what you do. I've heard people say websites won't even be a thing in 5 years because of AI. I don't know if that's true. I do think that the development of them is rapidly changing and that they're being built for speed rather than how you're used to seeing them for a ton of images. I do think that you have to have it, whether it be a really nice, just one-page site that shows who you are, what you do. I'm a serious business person, and I've put the effort and time into it. So that's my personal opinion. So great question. How many people have websites here? Does everybody have it? I can't remember. Is it? Yes, okay, you get there. Most people use it like Squarespace, Wix, something like that, WordPress, some of those realms things. Okay. Yeah, they're all great tools. There's just a lot. The rules are always changing. The algorithms are always changing. So, yeah. Any other questions? Yes?
Oh, I just had one more.
Yeah.
About target audience.
Yes.
A lot of people kind of go, well, I want everyone to come to my show or everyone
Right.
to buy my stuff. Can you give us tips on how to identify the target audience?
Yep, and I would go back a little bit to what we were saying in our presentation here of you're going to have to test and trial it down. So we used to be everything to everyone when we started 18 years ago, 100%. When I put my coffee shop flyers up, I took every single project, every single one, until you realize trial and error. Which ones work really well, which ones don't, which ones value marketing, which ones don't. So tips for it is really figuring out who is buying your stuff. Start there. Like, who has the money to do it? Who has the extra expense to do this? And narrow it down and then just start trialing and erroring it. I'll give you a fun one. We were really on car washes for a while, and we put a lot of marketing into it with zero traction. And then quite literally a year and a half later, we got a ton of traction on it after we gave up on it. So it does take time too. That's my advice and what I'm getting at. This isn't like I'm going to turn this on, I'm going to see immediate results. Ever more right now, it's taking, months to see traction. It's noisy marketplace. That's why consistency, repetition, authentic content is what's going to separate you guys out from the AI noise, so to speak, when people are just putting AI generated graphics up there. So, great question. I don't have a perfect answer because it's really trial and error. You have to start with you and then go from there. But yes, couple, yes. Okay. Yep. I would suggest Wix or Squarespace. Both of those, probably Squarespace, I have found to be probably one of the easier ones to use. Demo both and see which one is good for you. They have great templates, super plug and play, affordable, easy to use. Yeah, and even if it's just like a really nice landing page, doesn't have to be, I would literally start there. Don't overwhelm yourself by making a whole bunch of different stuff. A lot of times it's just like, oh, I met her, I want to see what else she has, or I want to get her contact info, or, you know, let's see what else they're doing. Are they going to be at a event, you know, that type of stuff. But a lot of it is going to be social media too, to get it on there, but just to have that legitimized. Yeah. There was another one. Yes, sorry.
Do you have any tips for converting people that you meet in person to becoming like online, like engaging with you online?
Yep. So, do you grab their email address?
I just started a email newsletter sign up.
That would be
Okay.
one of your best ways,
Okay.
truthfully, to start building that. You know, with the asterisk caveat that email is inundated right now. Inundated. So that was going to be one of the things I was going to bring up real quick, is that if you're going to do an email, do it super purposefully. And for a lot of you guys, if you're going to be selling stuff, you pay attention to the emails you actually open. It's to get something, right? Usually a promo, I'm going to get this discount, and decide if that's the brand you want to be. Do you want to be the discount brand? Do you want to be the promo brand? Or do you want to be the, this is my upcoming show, follow me here, so they know that this is the email they're going to get. Or this is the new art I'm doing, come check it out. Like, figure out the voice you want to do and see which one works. Because that is, it's tricky right now to stand out. Keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it visual. Don't spend too much time on it. MailChimp is still great. That's what we use for a lot. We use HubSpot for most of our clients, but that's going to be too much for here. I would say MailChimp, your free account, is your best bet, easiest to use. But be consistent. So don't just send one once a year. It's like consistency. Think about how many emails you get before you engage with a brand. How many touch points you have to do. So I know we're running out of time, I'm so sorry. Any other questions? What do you think? Yes, in the back, sorry.
Say you're part of a group that's doing a show or maybe like a tour of studios. Would it be beneficial to collaborate with other artists that are in that, and how would you do that?
Heck yeah, I would totally do that. I would piggyback in each other's social media accounts. I would do content creation together. I would, you know, use each other, do like a press release even for it, depending on like how big the event is. Try to get some people to pick it up and traction there. Yeah, use each other for sure. Put it on each other's website, backlink each other. Lots of different ways to do that. That's great. I'm kind of running a blank, but even like doing like an interview together or something you could do. But AI is a great one to spark some more ideas for that. But I think that's a great idea. Do a lot of you guys do group things like that together? Yeah. See who has the most followers too, and be like, hey, let's use yours and try to gain me some followers, you know, and all that stuff. We are at time, I'm so sorry. This is my info. So don't call me because I won't pick up, but email me if you do need something. I'm terrible with the phone, I'm a true millennial. But email me if you have any other questions. If you want to see anything, I can email you that script that I just ran there. Happy to send any of these links, but lots of different tools to make your life easy. Start with one or two things just to get going. What do you guys think? Okay.
Let's give another big round of applause. That was so much information.
I know, sorry.
Val is amazing. Look, I'm a professional. I can take it out of the mic stand. So this was great information.